This is it. We're down to the final match day of the 2021 Meiji Yasuda J1 League, and one more team will have to make their bed and lie in J2 come next season. No time to waste. Let's get straight to it. This is your J1 League Goal Zone. All eyes on the trio of games to decide the final team to be relegated. Shimizu, in the best position, were at home to Cerezo. Shonan on the road to Osaka for their fixture with Gamba, while Tokushima sat in the toughest spot, hosting Sanfrecce. Before we get there, the top two in the league do battle, and both Frontale and the Marinos will be looking to end their season in style as they rally behind Leandro Damião and Daisen Maeda, looking to collect top scorer honours for the 2021 campaign. Shazan Hack with your commentary.
Rio Tate with a decent ball in, a diving header. Yamamura, what an introduction for the big man. Have a look at the diving header here. That's a first save we've had to see from Takaoka, in fact from either goalkeeper really. Here's Albert. Now Marcos Jr. Watanabe. Nice little turn from him. Maeda, first time. That's a great save for the goalkeeper. A reaction save from Jung-Sung Ryo. Wasn't that much power in it, but it had got heavily deflected along the way. Tiraton couldn't get the ball up to Siada. It's gone up the other end. Ienaga looks up. And it's still goal! It has gone in! From Leandro Damião! On the counter-attack, he headed it into the ground, it bounced over the goalkeeper, and his teammates come to celebrate. He has surged ahead there of Daisen Maeda by the solitary goal. Lovely counter-attack. They left themselves a bit exposed here. He looked up, and he dinked the ball beautifully, Ienaga, by heading it down. He knocked it over the goalkeeper. It bounced over Takaoka. Desperately trying to look for that equaliser. Here's Albert. Again, first time, the chance here! It's Daisen Maeda! Within minutes of going behind, Yokohama strike back, and look at the face there of Leandro Damião. He's annoyed, and they're all square. A loose ball. He's been trying to go for shots first time at every opportunity. There's no stopping this man though, through the legs of the Kawasaki skipper. Kobayashi wanted the ball. They're going for goal, and that should be it. It is honours even on the day between the two sides and the two best strikers in Japan, with both Leandro Damião and Daisen Maeda. They both end the season on 23 goals. They worked hard. It ends here at the Nissan Stadium after a wonderful season. Yokohama F Marinos 1, Kawasaki Frontale 1.
Final J1 home game for Vegalta, and they'd be looking to bow out on a high after a dreadful season that had culminated in relegation. Their opponents, Kashima, would secure fourth spot with a win, and coming into this one on the back of a 5-game unbeaten run, that certainly made them favourites. A quick start for Kashima. Ryotaro Araki finding Ayase Ueda, who squeezes in a shot, but he couldn't squeeze it inside the far post. That was about it for first half highlights. Here in the 62nd minute, Kyohei Yoshino chests the ball down nicely, but couldn't keep his shot beneath the crossbar. 5 minutes later, and the Antlers with another chance. Araki from outside the box. It takes a deflection at short range, bounces up above the goalkeeper's hand, but onto the crossbar. The breakthrough came in the 73rd minute. Kashima's Diego Patuca with a shot from distance. The ball flew through a crowd of bodies, and that caused problems for Jakub Slowik in goal. He couldn't gather it, and the Antlers are 1 goal up. Vegalta's best chance for an equaliser came in the 83rd minute. Takumi Mase finding Chihiro Kato. His shot takes a deflection, and that one goes over the bar. All 3 points to the visitors. Fellow relegated side Oita had failed to win in 17 of their games on the road this season, and they were up against a side that had only lost once in their last 5 at home. There'd be little to suggest they'd end their drought when they went to Kashiwa then. Nonetheless, it was Oita who scored first. Here in the 21st minute, the ball comes across the goal and falls to Arata Watanabe. After a little bit of composure, he slots home nicely. And what do you know, just before the half-hour mark, they'd be 2 up. Hokuto Shimoda with the free kick and finding the top corner. It may have defied belief, but in the 37th minute, Oita thought they were 3 up. Junior Nodake putting it over the line, but Hiroto Goya was adjudged to have been offside earlier in the move. Having thought they'd gone 3-0 down, Kashiwa then redressed the balance, reducing the deficit to 1 in the 53rd minute. Sachiro Toshima picking up the loose ball after the goalkeeper had saved to make it 2-1. And 2 minutes later they were on level terms. Marvellous composure from Mateus Savio, slamming the ball over the line while 3 defenders were trying to keep it out. Oita's goalkeeper Shun Takagi was almost responsible for them going behind, but as the ball was chipped in from outside the box, he managed to get a hand to it to keep the scores level. Having given up their lead, it was brilliance from the visitors that got them back in front. Asahi Mazuyama completing a super move, and now Oita are 3-2 up. Mao Hosoya had a chance to rescue a point for the home team, but a combination of good defending and another smart save from Takagi meant that Oita would wave goodbye to their J1 campaign with a 9th win of the season. 2 sides that would finish in the top half of the table, with the winner of this contest securing 8th. Avispa had taken to life in J1 superbly and would look to wrap up their season on a high and continue their 5-game unbeaten streak. A 4th-minute cross from the left-hand side presented Takeshi Kanamori with a volley that almost put the visitors ahead. At the opposite end of the park here in the 13th minute, a shot from Masato Morishige that moves laterally in the air. Masaki Murakami does well to tip that one over the bar. 33 minutes in now, and from the edge of the box, Juanma Delgado with the strike. Go Hatano just tips this around the post. A minute before half-time and a deep free kick finds Daiki Miya. His header comes back off the crossbar. Not much to speak of in the second half, and Avispa, with their 4th draw in a row, sign off their 2021 season. Plying their trade in J2 next season, Yokohama looked set to bow out of the top flight, having been rooted to the foot of the table for much of the campaign. They hosted Consadole in their last J1 game, having earned only 4 wins at home all season, a statistic that seemed unlikely to change. Here's Andy Bodfish.
A little bit of panic in the Yokohama penalty box. And they look right on it, do Sapporo. That's Takamine. Oh, superb. Takamine dispossessing the defender. And the shot skewered wide. It turned into a pass. And it's turned into the opening goal. Very strange goal, but they all count. In swinging corner. Oh, they need to clear their lines, and toe end on it just from Takamine. And that could have gone anywhere. It's just dropped the wrong side of the post there. Ogashiwa does really well. Oh, that's off the post. It's Kaneko's attempt. Ogashiwa down this right-hand side. Well, they very nearly did it between them here, Kaneko. And that deadly left foot. Oh, worth the effort. Well, fairy tales do come true. Not there. Still defending. Chance to equalise right at the end of the season. Oh, they brought all their Brazilians on in this second half. Kleber Felipe and Arthur Silva all had chances as well, but none could get on the score sheet. And that means that Sapporo end the season on a winning note, winning by 1-0 here away at relegated Yokohama FC.
So Yokohama finished their season in last place, but there's one more team to be sent down to J2 next year. Find out who survived when we come back. Welcome back to the J1 League Goal Zone for the final time this season. Halfway mark and still some unfinished business to settle. Let's keep the ball rolling then as we take you through the rest of round 38. Two teams that have performed well this season would be wrapping up their campaign at the top of the table. Nagoya saw their fourth match unbeaten run snapped by Cerezo previously, while Urawa had lost to Shimizu. Both teams more than capable of responding here, an open game that could go either way.
This is Maeda, and Mateus with the left-footed shot. I think it might have taken a deflection, which unsettled Nishikawa. And in the end, his feet kept that ball out. Isaka now on the apex of the penalty area. Nobody to really aim for at the back post there. Left-footed strike and pushed away by the goalkeeper. The first shot in anger of this contest. Langerak diving away to his left, just fended off that effort. Seems to be becoming more and more prevalent as the contest goes on. That's not to say that the game won't be nicked in the closing minutes, or even right now, on the chest. And ultimately, that's a disappointing finish. All that was then needed was a touch, not quite as heavy as that one. Here comes the corner. Good jump, and it's in there. It was such a dominant jump. The ball went directly to him, didn't it? Marvellously picked out. However, let's see if we can figure out exactly what could possibly have gone wrong there. I don't see that that's a foul. He attacked the space. Well, the referee has disallowed the goal, and I have to say that it's... Oh, it's fallen. Right-footed shot, and it's in there. But you always had that suspicion that the referee saw something. The play just seemed to slow down a bit. I think a number of the players realised that there had been an infringement. The final seconds of the 2021 Meiji Yasuda J-League season have come to an end. A goalless encounter between Nagoya Grampus and Urawa Reds.
Tosu came into this one on the back of a loss and would be looking to end their season with a win at home against Vissel. The away side saw their 6-game unbeaten run snapped by the Marinos last time out, but having lost just one on the road in their last 10, this one should make for an entertaining encounter in Sagan. Here's Rish Roshan Rai.
Sento picks up the rebound, lifts it into Noriyoshi Sakai. Bobbling around in the box, Higuchi. Shots blocked by Kobayashi. One from range. Shirasaki eventually, the final attempt at goal. You see it bobbling around. Plenty of Vissel Kobe defenders throwing themselves at the shots that were coming in. Desperate not to concede here. Eventually goes just wide. Higuchi on the ball now. Lifts it into the box. Keiya Sento towards the back post. Lovely build-up from Sagan Tosu here. Got their midfield runners to advanced positions. Keiya Sento taking up position on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Kano. But he just left it for Iguchi, and he can't put away the rebound, Sagan Tosu. A goalkeeper spilled it, and Yoshihiro Nakano was on hand to try and put away the rebound as Higuchi whipped that one in. Tricky one for Ikura to deal with. It's low, it's whipped in with plenty of pace, and just the body's running across his line of sight. Osaki. Oh, that's a lovely header on by Yoshinori Muto, and it's put away by Yuya Osako against the run of play, but straight off the water break. Sagan Tosu have switched off, and Vissel Kobe have suddenly switched on. It was that ball played in by Osaki, who has been very good for Vissel Kobe in midfield. Such an intelligent header on. Yoshinori Muto picking up that assist there for his strike partner, Yuya Osako. Just went up to engage Iwasaki and stop him from progressing with the ball. Sasaki's been able to play it on to Muto. Osako with a chance to finish. He's given it to Tanaka! And Junya Tanaka has rounded things off for Vissel Kobe. His second goal of the season. The veteran, unselfish play by Yuya Osako. He had the overload in the penalty box. It goes all the way through. The last bit of drama we'll have in this one. And it is referee Yuichi Nishimura blows the final whistle at the Ekimae Real Estate Stadium. It finishes 2-0 to Vissel Kobe.
To the relegation battles now. Shimizu had put themselves in a strong position to avoid the drop after back-to-back wins. A point would keep them in J1, but standing in their way were Cerezo, who'd arrived on the back of a win and were in no mood for any goodwill. Shimizu starting the game with intent here in the first minute. Ryo Takeuchi with a strike from outside the box, a yard or so wide. Their third-minute corner goes over the hand of the goalkeeper. Valdo's on hand at the far post to head towards goal, cleared off the line by Riku Matsuda. Super effort here from Cerezo in the 34th minute. Matsuki Kato with the drag back. He aims for the far post and it comes back off the upright. But just a minute later, from a 35th minute corner, Yoshito Okubo stabs the ball towards goal, and Shimizu's Takeuchi sees the ball bounce off his stomach, beyond the goalkeeper's arm and into the net. Looking for the equaliser just before half-time, Yuito Suzuki runs onto the through ball. His shot, though, saved by Kim Jin-hyun. But in first half stoppage time, they did get their equaliser. The free kick comes in from Kenta Nishizawa. Yoshinori Suzuki stabs home from close range. 6 minutes into the second half and Shimizu find themselves in front. A wonderful strike from Kenta Nishizawa. Kim rooted to the spot. Clearly in the mood for spectacular goals, Nishizawa had a second attempt in the 64th minute. This time though it came back off the woodwork. Cerezo looking for the equaliser here in the 76th minute. Ball comes in from Tatsuhiro Sakamoto. Okubo gets his head to the ball and that's tipped over the bar by Shuichi Gonda. Shimizu take this one 2-1 and secure their position in the top flight for next year. Shonan were away to Gamba in their battle, and with a huge lead on goal difference, a win would most certainly guarantee their safety. The hosts were on consecutive losses, and having conceded 7 in the process, the door was open for Bellmare to claim the win. And they had a great chance to go in front just 13 minutes in. Tarek with the effort, but it comes away off his teammate's foot and out for a goal kick. Gamba then looking to take the initiative in the 28th minute. Takashi Usami with the free kick, but a tame header from Gentamura. End-to-end stuff here. 11 minutes before the break, and Akimi Barada gets to the byline. He pulls it back for Yuki Ohashi. Higashiguchi gets his body behind that. Now 5 minutes before the half, and a deep corner finds Ohashi, but again Higashiguchi is in the right place at the right time. 5 minutes into the second half, and out of nothing, Usami with a great strike on goal. It comes back off the crossbar. No goals in this one then, and Shonan come away with a precious point. But will it be enough to ensure their survival? Well, let's find out. Sitting in the final relegation spot, Tokushima needed to throw the kitchen sink at their game against Sanfrecce and hope that other results would swing their way. The visitors had failed to win in their last 5, and Vortis would be hoping that that trend continued. And it was a good start for the visitors. Here in the 9th minute, Toshihiro Aoyama with the cross. He finds Tomoya Fuji, who volleys home with his side foot from 3 yards out. A couple of minutes later, and they were 2-0 up. Ezekiel meets a pinpoint cross, and even with the goalkeeper at full stretch, that puts Vortis in a very tough situation. And things would get worse 9 minutes before the break. The corner's headed on at the near post. Ezekiel heads home to make it 3. And so a spectacular response was called for. Takeru Kishimoto got Vortis on the way in the 54th minute. But their momentum was tragically stopped when Yuya Asano's shot on goal was deflected, and the visitors are 4-1 up. A series of headers allowed Kazunari Ichimi to put the ball over the line. But with 10 minutes left and the score at 4-2, that wouldn't be enough. Too little too late then, and Tokushima see their J1 endeavour come to an end in just one season. So with that loss, the 2020 J2 champions fall back into J2 football for next year. Starting the day 3 points ahead of fellow relegation battlers, Shimizu ensured their safety with a 2-1 win against Cerezo. Shonen's scoreless draw away to Gamba was also enough to ensure their survival. The current J1 champions played out a 1-1 draw with the Marinos, with Leandro Damião and Daisen Maeda both scoring to finish as the league's joint top scorers on 23 goals apiece. Kawasaki end their campaign with 28 wins and 92 points, the highest number of points scored in a J1 season. The Marinos gave Frontale a run for their money, but ultimately fell away from the challenge and finished in second. Vissel signing off on a high with a 3rd place finish, their best in club history. Kashima bettered their 2020 season by 1 spot, while promoted Fukuoka finished a creditable 8th after being away from the top flight for 4 years. At the other end of the spectrum, Tokushima Vortis became the last of the 4 teams to be relegated, joining Oita, Vegalta and Yokohama in J2 next term. The league featured 20 teams this year after suspending relegation in 2020 due to the impact of COVID-19, but returns to the usual 18-team format for next season. There you have it, 380 games played all year long, churning out 866 goals from 287 different goal scorers. 10 months of battle on the pitch, producing your champions, Kawasaki Frontale, head and shoulders above the rest of the league. Thanks for keeping it here with us all season. My name's Steve Dawson, and we'll see you next year.
อย่าลืมไลค์และ Subscribe นะครับ
Like, subscribe, push notification.
Like, subscribe, push notification.